All right, going to continue doing some of the beginner's log. I'm just going to paint to finish my intercessor squad. I am on the last four. Here's the other guy. I haven't finished his head yet. Some of them are on the various steps finished, just closing in. I have already paint the equivalent, provided some washes. If you can see on, I've been practicing on painting faces, but since my camera is not that good, uh, you can barely see the details. I'll try to find a different camera for later. Anyways, it's been fun painting the heads, and I've been making many mistakes trying to paint the eyes, but yeah, they're there. It's not that visible. They are most of these guys ended up being more brown skinned. Not that anything wrong with that. I think I'm biased on that. This guy ended up a little bit more reddish than brownish. So I'm going to try right now to clear out his color, and then I'm going to complete the other pieces that I need, which are these pieces. They have just been primed gray with a Vallejo primer. In Yeah, I'm going just to finish this, and hopefully that will help me. Well, no, it will not only help me; it will basically just complete the process for all that I need. I will be able to just complete this intercessor squad, which probably I'm going to use as a kill team. There's going to be a kill team event on a store near me. I might try to use this, guys. Hopefully, I can get something out of it. At least a good experience. That's what I'm aiming for mostly. And yeah, well, it's been a blast painting these guys so far. But also, I cannot wait to start my Custodes army. I have already primed a um, Blade Champion in black, and also five Sisters of Silence, also in black. On the Sisters, I'm going to do a dry brush, silver dry brush, ideally on the armor pieces. Those are the ones that I'm going to try to paint first. I want to try different techniques that I've seen to paint gold, and yeah, well, the gold paints that I have, I don't think they are very good. Uh, Polished gold from Vallejo, and well, this one is the best gold, but it's brass, honestly. Um, and yeah, I have another gold over there somewhere, but it's not. It's very thin. I don't really like it. Well, enough of it. Let's try and commence with this guy. I'm using golden maple brushes. This is a 10/0 to paint the skin and face of these guys, and it's been so far a blast doing that. I like these brushes. So I have combined for the skins a Vallejo Game Color Pale Flesh and another Vallejo Game Color Tan. Now tan is a little bit more red, and I think that's why I didn't dilute it correctly with the pale flesh on this one. So this guy ended up being more reddish than brownish. Hopefully, I can correct that. These brushes are very sensitive. I like them. On a video that I saw recently, ideally what you want to do is just get most of the shades in the skin, or at least where the light will hit, with a lighter tone. So this guy is light will hit basically on the forehead, because he's going to have the sun on 45 degrees, or at least the source of light. In my imagination, that's how it's going to be. So I'm going to try and add a little details on this guy's forehead and the top side of the eyebrows. I want to be really delicate on this because I don't want to splurge the paint all over it. I just want to add some details to this guy. I want to keep the scars on his face the way they are. I painted those previously, not in a video, I did it on my own. I painted them mostly on a combination of orange and tan. So they, hopefully the effect that you can see is that they seem deep scars, uh, and possibly recent ones. I like that idea. I've been looking into gaming more of, well, not more, I haven't gamed anything about Games Workshop. So I want to try the kill team thing. Hopefully I'll get a good time on this. And I can use my intercessor squad that I have already painted for that if I'm going to do it, if I'm going to be able to play more. I have to understand that having a kid is not easy and it doesn't leave that much time for you to paint. Um, or to do much else. Just have to work, take care of my son, which is, it's not a it's not a problem. It is a blast. He's very good. He's a very good boy. But it leaves too little time to do anything else during the day other than the responsibilities that we all have as adults. Do the dishes, get the laundry done, all of that. I think I'm going to try to change a little bit of the color of his skin. Want to leave most of the dark areas dark, but I want to clear the skin tone a little bit. I think he looks a little bit way too redder. And though that's okay if you want that, I don't really like it on this idea. These guys are supposed to be coming from a planet that is always at night. I know that brown skin is not that that wouldn't be the end result if a person will be living on a place where the sun doesn't shine, basically. Um, Probably they will be really 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 pale if those humans were ever in a situation like that. But anyways, as I said, I'm biased. I just want to paint a brownish brown skin tones. This is looking more and more like as if he has some kind of paint on his white paint on his head. That's not what I want. But the paints are not really, they're not reactive. They're not really active over here in my wet palette. They're very dry. Try one more time before applying new drops of the paints. Not pressing that much because I wanted to kind of shade and blend in with the color of the skin that he already has. But yeah, the paint is just too dry. There's basically nothing on the brush. Right, as I said, I did a combination of pale flesh from Vallejo Game Color and tan. I'm going to try to do that again. Hopefully this time I can get it right. Ideally what we want is that the paint should look more like a glaze in consistency, because well, that's basically what we want. We want it to be part of, not cover completely everything that has already been done, but just change a little bit of the shade and shine of the skin. Um, that's how I understand glazes work. I might be wrong. If you're not me and you're looking at the video, feel happy to correct me if I'm wrong. I will try to understand. Uh, but anyways, let's see if this color does work more now. Seems to be doing the trick. I really like painting. I actually normally when I saw space marines without helmets, I was asking, "What the fuck are these guys without helmets? Why the hell will you do that?" Just breaks the immersion. It was breaking the immersion for me. Um, because I've seen many other military type people say that it's stupid not to use your war gear, especially the helmets, as basically the head is most important part, or at least one of them. So yeah, but I understand now. There's a fun part of the miniature painting that about painting the faces and heads of the space marines. Keep missing the angle for the video. Hopefully this will help. Keep to remind myself just to watch to the in the camera to see where I'm aiming the miniature. This guy's got very pronounced uh, cheekbones. All right, I think on the light this guy seems to be completely done by now. Hopefully it is. Um, I will let that rest for a moment. I will try to clean up the brush. Try to never leave paint on these parts on the base of the of the brush. I know it's very difficult, especially with brushes that are not that big. I'll try and change that because Eventually, that paint is gonna dry and mark or damage your brush permanently. I'll try to clean this one later. Um, in the meantime, what I'm going to do, so I'm going to start painting at least these parts that are just primed. What I'm going to do, especially for the pauldrons, and what I did on these ones, and yeah, the I'm going to do this too with the armor on the left arm. I'm sorry, the right arm. What I did with this was combine two express paints, one purple paint and one black paint from Vallejo Express Colors. I'm going to do that for the purple that I want. Now I use this pink fluid or fluid pink, I'm not sure how it's called, and Black Lotus. All right, it's basically a ratio of 1:1, one drop of each. The last time that I did this, it took me I think 3 coats to get the density that I wanted. I think this time I need to do a little bit more of the fluid pink. Let's do a ratio of 3 fluid pink and 1 drop of Black Lotus. And I think I got the purple that I want. Black Lotus is compared to the fluid pink, it's really strong. The consistency of these paints is very good. I like it. Just recently understood that these paints were reviewed, and I think one Spanish painter, miniature painter, helped Vallejo create this contrast paints. Apparently, as far as I understand, it was that Citadel or Games Workshop came out of nowhere with the express paints or the contrast paints and caught everyone by surprise. So everyone was just trying to adapt to it. I think that's why they requested the assistance of other painters to help them with the, I don't know what's attached to this. All right, let's continue with it. As I said, with other professional painters, miniature painters, to help them with the creation of these contrast paints that they call express colors. I like them honestly. Uh, they require just a few coats to get the job done. I think that was the idea behind, in general, of the contrast paints to be just a quick, easy access, easy quote unquote. It's not that it's easy to manipulate them. You need to understand how they work, or at least I think I do. I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, uh, you need to at least try to understand how they work so you can you can work with them and hopefully not die in the process. Um, yeah, because they don't work exactly as normal paints. You don't essentially you don't they have enough chemicals in them that you don't need to uh, thin them out. You just can use them as after you shake the bottle and pour some paint on your wet palette, or without it. I've seen people paint with just, and this is using citadel contrast paints. They're just painting out of bottle. They don't even use a wet palette. They just dip the brush in the bottle liquid, and just the tip, and that's enough to cover at least two legs of the space marine that they were painting. So yeah, I think the intention of this was not for specifically for speed painters, but for those painters that they want just to paint their miniatures and play the game as soon as possible, which is a fine approach. Um, all right, Dark Krakens do have um, their shoulder pads and their arms in purple. So that's what I'm going to do. These guys are just rank and file. They're not sergeants or anything like that. They're just rank and file guys. So I just decided to paint these guys without, to build these guys without helmets, because I think in my mind I saw these guys as this part of the squadron that is for fire support, that they are not usually going to middle range or anything like that. That's why I placed all of them with uh, long the scope in order to make it a long long shot bolter or whatever this weapon is. Um, Ideally, that or in the way that I thought and that I in my mind they were operating, is that at least five guys will be working on the rear, so to speak, on the back, shooting and helping the ones that are going to be more up front, which are the what I think it's the assault ones, which is the other guys that I have already finished. I'll place a picture of them at some point, um, or I'll show them later. Yeah, and I imagine these guys just providing fire support for them. Uh, so that's why I placed the scopes on these weapons. As far as I understand, yeah, there are two different weapons, and one has more range. As I said, I haven't played Warhammer or Kill Team or anything like that. I'm just painting right now because I want to start gaming at some point, but the hobby is really awesome. I like it. I have been enjoying it a lot. All right, I think we can move to a second coat on here on the pauldron. Not sure if it's completely dry. I don't think so. Let's just see how it goes. Part of this contrast paint qualities is that it is, I don't know how that happened. It is slow to paint or to dry, so you can reactivate it very easily if you want to do some other techniques, I guess, such as wet blending or anything like that. But I think it also depends on the consistency of the paint. Let's go with this other arm. I'm about to hit the mark of the 25 minutes. Anyways, hope you have enjoyed my return to the beginner's log. Probably I'm going to post it later. Also, there's a lot of shit going on right now. I'm not happy about, and well, then if you are another person that's not me or any of my family, and you're interested in that, yeah, sure, you can watch the other two videos previous to this one that I have already posted. Just ranting, just blowing off some steam. I just want to, in this, I can only say this, and I hope that by the time my son and hopefully, I don't know, the my next kid that apparently is going to be a girl, um, and if they have found a place that or a hobby that they enjoy, I hope that hobby is not invaded by ideologues. Yeah, that's all I'll say for now. I don't think that I need to continue in that. Maybe it's a whole separate video later. But anyways, uh, I think that concludes this video. Thank you for being here. If you have been with me for this time, my son, my kids, remember that I will always love you. Hopefully, you have a different world with obviously different challenges, but you're free. That you're free to be um, to allow to escape a little bit into whatever you want to escape. Um, and if you're not part of my family, you're watching the video, just know this. Thank you. I appreciate it. I welcome the comments if you have any, and I wish you the best. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I wish you the best in life and whatever you aspire to complete. Uh, Thank you and good night.